Tim, how are you today?
Good, thanks, Tara.
That's good. Thanks for coming in and meeting with me. I know we've had a bit of contact back and forth via email, so it's nice to meet face in face.
Yeah.
Now, before we get into the session today, have you seen a nutrition counsellor at all before?
No, I haven't actually.
Okay, cool. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
Just to explain my role a little bit. So my role is to, provide a safe and supportive space where you can talk openly, about your nutritional concerns, routines, energy levels, basically anything that's affecting you. And my role is basically to help you build healthy, sustainable, routines around food, lifestyle, just to create, those long-term changes that make you feel good inside, basically.
Yeah, great.
Amazing. And now, in order for us to both kind of have a successful working relationship, there does need to be, my role is obviously to give you suggestions and help you work on those long-term nutritional goals that you do have. And now, what I just ask of you is that you obviously turn up to your sessions, which you've done, good start, and just have input. So asking questions, making suggestions, and just, being a proactive part of your kind of journey, I guess.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Amazing. So I'll obviously support you with guidance and structure and things like that. And then, as long as you communicate back with me what works for you, what doesn't, and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, sure.
Amazing. So now before we go into anything further, I just want to obviously talk a little bit about privacy. So in the sessions that we do, everything that we talk about is kept confidential between you and I. Any note-taking that I do, that gets stored securely. So I don't share it with anyone unless obviously you give consent to do so, or I feel like there's harm to yourself or others, or legally we are required to do so. Okay,
Yep.
Does that all make sense?
Yep.
Amazing. So I've had a little look over your questionnaire that you sent through. So, but from yourself, what sort of brings you here today?
Well, I'm quite an active person and
Yeah.
consider myself to be quite healthy.
Yeah.
But I do suffer a lot from fatigue.
Yeah, right.
I don't really have much support from family or friends, so it'd be great to get some input from you.
Yeah, of course, and thank you for sharing that. Sounds like you work hard to maintain your health, so I imagine those fatigue kind of feelings can be quite frustrating.
Yeah.
And not having support, I mean, would make it a lot harder. So I'm glad you've come in to see me, which is amazing. Now, just looking back at your questionnaire, it says that knowledge is basically maybe one of the things that you're not too sure about what you need to do, which is where I'll come in and we'll work together sort of to make this process more manageable. How does that sound to you, Tim?
Yeah, yep, sounds good.
All right. So what we might do now, Tim, if it's okay with you, is have a little look at your support plan and work through that together. So this is something we'll use throughout our consults together. It's a good thing to kind of have there to reflect back on and just make sure we're keeping in check with your goals.
Yeah, great.
How does that sound? All right. Now, again, looking at your questionnaire, and we have touched on your goals. So I've started just having a look here. I'll just be writing down some notes here and going through our support plan.
Mm-hmm.
But touching on goals, now you were wanting to improve your fatigue. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I'm sort of struggling to get through the days without feeling so tired.
Yeah, for sure. That would be so frustrating.
Yeah.
Now, can you expand a little bit on what fatigue looks like for you? For example, if you've had a big week or if you haven't prioritized enough food?
It's just everyday thing really, and sort of doesn't really matter how much I rest or what I seem to eat. I can't seem to manage it.
Yeah, it sounds super frustrating. So it does just give me a bit of understanding. So thanks for sharing that of just what you're going through, why you might be feeling that way. And you mentioned as well that you don't really feel supported by friends or family, which I bet would feel a little bit isolating, which is where I step in, not only to support you, but maybe to help strengthen some of those relationships in your life to get that support.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
Yeah, okay. Now, you mentioned you haven't seen a nutrition counsellor or engaged with any other services previously, such as, say, a dietitian or anything, have you? Or no?
Just my GP, done all the basic tests, but there was no issues there.
Okay, well that's a good thing at least. I'm really happy to hear that there's no serious underlying issues that might be causing the fatigue. But yeah, it's definitely something we can work with. Did the GP suggest any strategies or anything to implement really?
No, just the tests he done, but yeah.
Nothing really came of it. Yeah. Well, that's good to know. So now as far as the options go, with consultations, we can do face-to-face or Zoom consults. I mean, what would your preference be?
Face-to-face works for me, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course. Now, I usually recommend frequency-wise, we start off kind of fortnightly and then start sort of spacing them out to what feels best and most supportive for you.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, that's completely up to you what you do and what feels right. So with that being said, what kind of frequency works best for you? Jot that down.
Fortnightly to start with.
Yeah. All right. Amazing. Now that would be a great plan, and I mean we can adjust at any time if need be. Just see how you're feeling and what you kind of need at any given time.
Cool. Sounds good.
Alrighty. Now, in regards to your fatigue and your goal of kind of reducing that fatigue, is there anything that you specifically do to improve your energy levels?
Just trying to eat good food. And last year I've started the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I was already surfing, but
Yeah.
I've added the gym onto that because I thought that'd be good too.
So you're doing plenty by the sounds, yeah. That's really good. They're really healthy behaviours to have. And, you know, maybe there's just something that we need to do a few little tweaks here and there that can really make a big difference.
Yeah, sure.
Great. Now, do you take any supplements at the moment?
No, not at the moment.
No. That's good to know because that's something we can look at further down the track, implementing those to see if there's anything we can do to support your goals.
Yep.
Now, let's have a real look at those goals so we can start kind of making steps at, you know, working towards improving those energy levels. So as far as your long-term goal, based on kind of what we discussed, would you say it is to just overall improve your energy levels?
Yeah, just better energy through the day and probably so I can get through the day without feeling weak or tired and having the need to have a nap.
Yeah, definitely. We'll just write that down. Amazing. That is a really good goal to have, and it's measurable for us to see. You know, if we notice, hey, you're not having as many naps, or you know, that sort of thing will give us a good idea. I'm getting through my surfs easier. I'm feeling stronger in the gym. Those kinds of things will be able to, you know, measure that you kind of reach that goal. Now, having said that, the way I tend to work is breaking down that long-term goal into, say, a short-term goal, which you can almost look at as kind of like stepping stones, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Now, you did mention you eat well and exercise, which is really tick. So can I get a little bit of an idea of what eating does kind of look like for you? So maybe a bit of a day on the plate?
Yeah, so breakfast, usually a protein smoothie. So that's frozen banana, cup of lactose-free skim milk, some nuts in there, protein powder, mixed nuts, some what else did I put in there? Some peanut butter.
Yeah.
And lunch, usually homemade frittatas with bacon, cheese and vegetables.
Yeah.
And dinner, usually some sort of protein like chicken or beef.
Yeah.
With some rice and veggies. Snacks is usually fruit or nuts or like a protein cookie or protein bar, something like that.
Yeah, awesome. So that sounds like a really good balanced day of eating. So you've got a really good baseline there. Now, when we look at kind of energy, our body's preferred source, obviously we need our fats, we need our proteins and everything like that. But carbohydrates is where we're going to get a lot of our energy from. So your lunch and snacks, having a look here, are more protein and fat heavy, which is great. But a short-term goal that we could maybe look at is maybe implementing how we can like tweak those to kind of add a few more carbs in so that you are getting that glucose, that energy, to kind of get you through maybe the days and the afternoons. How does kind of that sound?
Yeah, I'd be open to that.
Yeah, awesome. So how about then, as a short-term goal, we look at increasing your carbohydrates, These include things like rice, pasta, bread, potato, just to name a few.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
I'd be
cool.
up for
Yeah, awesome. We'll get that jotted down. All right. So, now I know we talked about kind of lacking of support. Do you feel confident that you could implement these strategies, or is there anything that I can do to kind of support you to do so?
that. Yeah, I feel okay. I just guess I'd be prepared, and if you could write those things down for me, I think that'd be good.
Yeah, for sure. That's really good thinking to having it written down, making sure, you're prepared at the start of the week. That's a great idea. After our consultation, I will send out the snack and lunch tweaks so that you have them there to reference.
Yep.
And I would suggest doing maybe a food shop on a Sunday just so that you've got everything handy for the rest of the week. And yeah, just when you're doing your shopping, thinking about those carbs that we did talk about, but I'll kind of give you a list of carbs anyways.
Yeah.
How's that sound to you?
Yeah, that'd be really good.
Alrighty. So, let's have a look here at your plan. Alrighty, so I feel pretty confident in supporting you without the engagement of another health professional. You've seen a GP recently, they've given you the all clear. However, just say down the track we notice symptoms getting worse, fatigue worsening, any other health conditions, or we're kind of at a bit of a standstill. We might look at maybe engaging a GP for further testing, obviously with your consent. How does that kind of sound with you?
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, awesome. And yeah, that's only if we need, so we can look at that in the future.
Sure.
Now we have your support plan here in place, which is awesome, and I'm really looking forward to working together to kind of get you feeling more energized and doing the things you love. Would you mind just signing here on you've got a pen here, just sign here on the support plan? Amazing, thank you so much. Do you have any any questions about the information that I've provided you today?
No, it's all good. I'm excited to try these new additions and tweaks and see if we can make a difference.
Yeah, and do you need any clarification or anything, or are you comfortable with everything?
No, that's just by starting to add the carbs and see if that helps with my energy levels.
Yeah, exactly, that's it. And we'll just see how your body feels from there. So that is all amazing.